that music doesn't get you pumped up, then you're probably human. Anyway, hey everybody, I'm Will. Welcome to the Adept Icarus YouTube channel. You're back. Hopefully you're back. Or if you're new here, welcome. I am Will. This is M. Say hi
I'm
to
Will.
we.
Please do say hi to we. I need attention like a chia plant.
Yeah.
I guess I'll introduce myself now.
You should.
Yeah. I'm M. Earhart. I am a game designer and content creator playing TTRPGs for more years than I care to date myself for. And yes, it is correct. My echoes have echoes. Right before we went live, my tech went all haywire and I could hear myself 3 times. It was incredible. We are back down to 0 times, and that is my preference.
Less echoes is a better amount of echoes, apparently.
I agree.
Okay, fair enough. We should make a world sometime where having more echoes is a good thing. That would be interesting, right?
That could be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, and I am Will. I'm the, Adept Icarus person. And, yeah, still working on publishing more games. This will be one of them. And yeah, I'm no longer streaming from my remote, undisclosed location. I'm back home and 72% more humidified or something like that. Anyway.
How wonderful is home?
It's great. It's so good.
I always feel like I'm more creative at home too. I don't know if it's just like my rhythms, but
Yeah.
I cannot get the brain pan in order in a remote location.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, excited. It's been a minute since we've done a dev stream. We've done some world building streams recently, but we're going to come back and take one of those worlds that we built on stream and we are going to turn it into a bi-realm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's time.
It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm so glad that you're home and like you're going to bring all of the creativity while I just get to sit back and enjoy the ride. Do you see my setup now?
That is not how this works. No. No. No.
What?
I know. Yeah, if you haven't, like, you don't know what Vi is all about, you're like, what is this? What is happening here? I mean, just in short, it's a tabletop role-playing game. Based on it's very tightly tied to a tarot card deck. There are 22 different realms representing like these different dimensions as part of our multiverse. And they are all tied to those like 22 major arcana cards in a tarot deck. So like the Tower is one of them. That's the one we're going to do tonight. But we also recently did the World. We've done the Fool. We've done a whole bunch of them. So this will put us, I think, officially over the halfway mark. So when we actually finish this one, it'll be, that'll put us at, I think, the halfway mark for real. So pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to do that. What's our best, like, do we want to just look over what we made with the Tower world building to start? Is that a good place to start?
I need a refresh. Yeah, let's do it.
We could do that, or we could look at the trash that we wrote previous and just see what that looks like.
I think that could be fun too. Just like the concept we had before we did the group world building, we can compare and contrast which one is better than the other. Who's to say what's better? But
yeah, who's to say? Yeah,
who's to
say? Okay, yeah, let's take a look at that. I think that could be fun. So here it is. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I'll definitely read it. All right. Nice. The Golden Age, the blasted remains of a once glorious dimension. Now the very air is fire and lightning. The days are a scrabble to survive among the rock and ruin, and only the disgraces of yesterday bring meaning to the now. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either, but it sounds like something really silly I wrote.
I don't know. I think this one might have been me. Inhabitants
stop trying to take all the credit. Come on.
Inhabitants are pale-skinned with enlarged eyes who believe their gods have abandoned them. Still, they have adapted and see exceptionally in low light, and only the strong and tough to survive in such a place.
Wow, those words don't even make sense. Super
Hmm.
cool.
I love
Okay.
that. I love that. And the only reason why I said this one might be me is because of the amount of hyphens in a single paragraph. I mean,
I don't know. I like a good hyphen. Mm,
hyphens are satisfying.
yeah, they are. Yeah, those two words didn't quite need to be together, but they needed to be close. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool.
It's like glue.
Yeah, totally. Okay, well, let's look at our. Let's go ahead. So we don't have anything in here. Like our goal today is like we're gonna get as much of like a good description for the tower based on the world that we created. Was it last week or the week before? It was really close. I think maybe the week before last.
Hmm.
We're gonna get as good of a description as we can, like putting down words. Our goal is to put down words, and we're gonna probably come back and hone them and make them better over time. But we're gonna get like a better description together, and then see like what we can figure out about the types of powers and items, troubles, enemies, and things like that exist here. So gonna be fun. All right. So let me pull up our mirror board that we used. So this is our tower. You may recall our tower of pancakes. Very dark, very disturbing. Yeah, let's kind of review here. So we had our lacunae, which we've got some things that we're avoiding, which we've talked about a couple of times before at this point. Not going to go too far into it. There's no world peace here in the tower. No sunny days, no day-night cycles was kind of a thing that we headed down. No or little water, bread, and wood, apparently. And then elevators, no elevators. Tall towers, no elevators. Just,
Hmm.
we really wanted this to be a terrible place, I guess. Yeah.
Walk yourself
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. Enjoy the stairs. Yeah. And ladders. Do they get chutes? I don't know. We don't know. That's something that we might have to talk about. All
Fireman
right.
bulls.
Yeah, right. Okay, so moving on. We had some universal things that we defined about the Tower Realm. You want to read those and like talk about them?
Yeah, I can definitely do that. So we went with so up, as always, tarot cards have the one meaning upright and then the one upside down. So on the first side we have misery, distress, ruin, indignance, adversity, calamity, disgrace, deception, massive change, upheaval, catastrophe, and revelation. And so we were like, okay, so this is not a nice happy-go-lucky place, probably, maybe kind of a thought. And then on the flip side, the same in a lesser degree, also impression, imprisonment, tyranny, feeling trapped. So
Yeah.
more of the first one, but just maybe a little bit less. So I was kind of interesting because we've been playing with like the rising and the falling ages,
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
one feels like it's rough on both sides.
It sort of does, right?
Mhm.
And that's going to be interesting. So how we play that against each other is going to be really, I don't know. I bet I had some thoughts about it back when we were making the world, but let's see what comes out today. I think it's going to be really interesting.
Mhm.
What about the other things? So those were the things that we took from
Sure.
kind of the tarot card itself, but then we had some other concepts.
So the concepts that survived the vote, the strongest link, as it were, was the survival of the fittest concept with like a monster planet theme. And then also crumbling. Everything's kind of like falling down. It's not doing well. It's old, right? And then also pre industrial. We knew we didn't want to do any like electricity and things like that. So this is like super low on the tool scales and
Hmm.
also on just pleasure of life.
Yeah. No mass production. Like there might be craftspeople who are really good at making stuff,
Yeah.
but they're individuals. They're not like in a factory or anything. So okay. Cool. Well, I think that sounds really interesting, and we haven't done anything sort of like a Monster Planet sort of feel before, so That's very interesting. And the
And
fact that it's all kind of old and crumbly, like we steered straight away from the post-apocalyptic vibe on this one, and into this sort of, I don't know if this is pre-apocalyptic. No, this is like, no, it's like post-apocalyptic if there was never a
better
rise.
time.
Yeah, basically, right?
This is just life.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Well, let's go look at our big picture items. So we've got a couple of things here. This is where we drilled down a little bit farther into the details. And so we ended up with huge, many layered towers, levels claimed as territory, with catacombs beneath those towers for travel. So not just travel, but also like there are catacombs where, you could potentially get lost and stuff. But also probably tunnels, maybe even between towers, which could be pretty interesting and cool. We thought that was a neat concept. Then we had that it's, there's not much water. There's water hoarding. It's barren wastelands. Maybe mortar for the towers is made from blood and sand. Oof, brutal. And body disposal is just chucking them outside of the tower. It's like, well,
We can't go
Jeff's
out there to
Jeff's
bury them, so
Jeff's dead. Like, where's the nearest window? Wow.
poor
Okay,
Jeffrey.
that's right. I feel bad. I feel bad for Jeff.
I don't.
No? Okay. Oh, yeah, Jeff was a jerk anyway. Okay. Um, and then, yeah, the outside is basically unlivable.
Mhm.
Plumes of volcanic ash are blotting out the heavens, so you don't get a lot of light either. It's very dark, right? But it's also, I would say, because of that, very, very difficult to breathe outside of the towers. And then the last one here was just kind of lots of violent storms, massive lightning storms, and then that they are, part of the problem with keeping the towers up and functioning because they can damage them.
Can you
Interesting.
imagine a fusion between this place and the Emperor?
Oh, that'd be terrible. Yeah.
I mean, it's just more monsters.
Yeah,
Maybe it would be
yeah.
perfectly complementary.
True, true. Well, there in the Emperor, for anyone who hasn't been a part of when we did some work on that, when lightning strikes or electricity is used, it can summon demons. So bad news. Yeah. Okay. I would say the storms in this case are probably the dangerous thing, right? There are monsters and things. Maybe all the people who live here are monsters,
Yeah, we did
right?
talk about that. We were like, I was kind of curious. I was to remember of did we make it so all the people are monsters or monster hybrids, or
Yeah.
was it just that it's monster-ridden planet?
Yeah. Interesting. Could be either or both. Maybe we look like monsters to some people.
Most likely,
Yeah, true.
we're
Okay.
like ancient elves to dogs.
Right. That's funny. Uh, okay. Well, let's go on to the third area. So this was kind of our culture and organizations. You want to hit that one?
Yeah, sure. All right, so we had this belief, right, that the sky will clear one day and the rains will come, and that in those safe days there will be travel between the levels of the tower because the different levels are claimed as territories, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then we also had the concept of the climbers, who are people that don't really belong to one floor or another. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe they spread some hope throughout about these rumors and they have free passage or they know the schedule of days where they can go from one floor to another. If I remember that correctly. Am I saying that right, Will?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Okay. And then we also had the Tower Architects Guild because if it's constantly being damaged by like lightning storms, and we're going to need to have someone fixing the tower that everyone lives in. So we took some purifier concepts that would be underneath that Tower Guild, and then magma sculptors to potentially make those blocks and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rocky peoples on here, whether that means the people who live here are stone folk
Hmm.
or if they just have a turbulent personality. I don't know. Stubborn,
Mm,
rock headed.
let's let them be stone folk. I think that's
I
fun.
think they're definitely stone folk.
Yeah.
And then we have be careful who you pick fights with. There's lots of posturing. Though this is a survival of the fittest type world, there's a lot that goes into like posing yourself as the threat to see if you can get other people to back down because death is so common here.
Hmm. Hmm.
Very much like bears charging each other before they clash or gorillas.
Yeah. I'm just looking to see what else we had down here. We did have one other sort of heritage, right? We
Mhm.
had the moon eyes, big eyes, help see in the dark, which I think kind of ties into our original concept for this realm a little bit. I think we have room for more heritages here potentially, but we could also go like straight up. Oh, it's rocky people and other monsters basically,
Mhm.
if we wanted to.
I
But
think that'd be really fun to explore. Absolutely.
yeah, we can talk about that as we get going, I think. All right, and then we have some landmarks. Well, there are obviously towers, but without aside from that, and I think this might be the only. This is like I don't know what the correct term is, but it's like eponymous, right? The tower realm is defined by having towers.
Hmm.
I don't think we have any other realms that are kind of really like that, right? We have the emperor. There's not really an emperor necessarily in the emperor. We have empress, same thing. Like there could be, sure. Um,
Yeah, I
the
think
fool.
this is the first one that's very literal.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Hmm, that's interesting. I think it's cool though.
I
There
think we
needed
had
to
to
be
have at least one
towers.
of them like that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's better this one than death.
Right. Uh, okay. Cool. So landmarks, we had some the byways, which were ways to travel between towers. Those are probably some of those underground um, things that spread off from the catacombs. And we have the undercairn, which I don't know if we ever decided what that is, but I just wrote a weird name. So,
I think that we talked about those being the like those places that are buried, like that have growing mushrooms out of them, and there's like
mm.
mushroom tenders, and they're bioluminescent, and there's all these cairns, right, that like kind of
Oh
show the way through
yeah.
the byways.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And so so a cairn, if, and I might get this wrong, so I'm just gonna talk about it. But a cairn is like a burial type of scenario,
Mhm.
usually like a mound or something like that. So maybe as people were traveling the byways or whatever, they would create cairns with the people who fell along the way, but use them to mark the path back. I think that's kind of a cool idea.
And as fertilizer for the glowing mushrooms.
Yeah, of course.
There's no window to chuck them out. What are we supposed to do?
No, no. When you're underground, you can't check them out. You just have to make a cairn. Okay. And then we had this concept of Tread Town, which was sort of like people who live on the stairs. Uh, like Tread Town is probably this whole section of a particular tower, maybe, or maybe it's a concept between multiple towers. But yeah, it's like people who live on the stairs because they can't find good places to live within within the tower. And then also that maybe there's a broken outer stair that maybe people sometimes take to get between levels when they aren't supposed to. And then, the verdant trellis. Most successful crops are grown here. And we talked about some ways that maybe that verdant trellis might be fertilized that are a little less than savory. But maybe you can get to it only through the broken stair. I don't know. We talked about several reasons to combine those, but I think that's a cool concept. Some of this stuff won't get super used in our initial description, but it can be probably used for fodder for adventures here and things like that in the future, or trials here, as we call them in Vi. Yeah.
We're making an amazing sand pit so that we can build whatever castles we do so decide to in the future.
Yes. All right. And then the last group here was Many Breaths Cavern, an underground cavern to pump in fresh air to the tower. And the Canyon, a massive hole where a legendary beast emerged, or so the Mortar Guild says.
So we said that maybe it was called the Many Breaths Cavern because a legendary beast is slumbering here, and it's filtering out the bad things, just like how we release carbon
Yeah.
dioxide when we
Yeah.
exhale. It's
It
releasing
exhales
fresh
the good
air.
stuff for the rock people, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Got it.
Shocking that the rock people have to breathe in the first place, but
It kind of is, yeah. But
it's
hey, what are
neither
you
here
gonna
nor
do?
there.
What are you gonna do? All right, that's cool. I like that. Anything else on landmarks? I think we can probably go. We had some other cool stuff that might maybe reappear, but let's go talk about people for a minute.
All right. Chisla Granda. Oh, Chisla. She's the ridge flyer. That's what we know. Filer. Sorry. She files people down to be their best self. What shape you want, Granda can get it for yous. Sorry, I had to start with that, obviously, because that whole
Obviously.
voice just washed over me as I'm going to either play this person or I'm going to NPC this person. This person will exist in my universe forever and always.
Yeah. Amazing.
Then we also had the Purification Sentinel, the third rank, Jarence Jorm. Rorm? Is this
Drum.
Drom? I can't say that apparently.
Drum.
Unlike Chisla Granda, Jarence didn't leap out at me with the pronunciation of his name.
Yeah.
Then we had Bexa Sivlar? Svlar. Treadtown's unofficial mayor. Makes me curious is, do they have an official mayor, or are they just sort of like free beings? Interesting. Speaker for the breath is known as Dusts, which was a name I think I came up with, and so it felt very cool to combine those two things. And then Krendark the Brutal, we know nothing else about Krendark, and Undercairn Maintenance. We appreciate all the work that Unt does.
Well done, Unt.
And then we had Veskar Pebbles, a climber with a fantastic reputation. We have quite a collection of
interesting characters,
varied personalities just from the names.
Yeah, it'll be fun to pull a couple of enemies from here for sure. I think I'm feeling several of them, to be honest, and there are some others we could always look at if we didn't want to use all of those. But yeah, that's going to be fun. All right. And then the last section, as always, when you do Arium Create, is goodies. So we had a whole bunch of cool goodies. There's so many. We had so many goodie ideas for this realm. And some of these will probably turn into items that our wise and powerful folk of the tower will possess potentially. So we've got the magma cord weaponry, because of course there is magma cord weaponry. We've got luminescent fungi, or glowing shrooms. We have the magma ladle, because when you have magma, you must have a ladle.
Especially if you're going to have magma sculptors.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Interesting. Okay. And then we have the Ridge File of Destiny. Must be an important Ridge file. I don't know why. But hey, it's probably very good at filing.
Well, if Granda's using it, of course it's of destiny.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel it.
It came from my father's toenail. It's the strongest stuff you'll ever run into.
Okay. And then we have the best bucket. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why we voted it in.
I feel
We
like at this point right here, our brains were tired and we
uh,
didn't let them rest.
might be true. Might be true. And we had lightning rods. We had staffs with glass bubbles on top with glowing fungi inside. I mean, of course. We had monster dowser. Ooh, got to be able to douse those monsters. And mudworm gruel and an obsidian axe. Yeah, that's some interesting stuff. Pretty cool. I think the monster dowser could be an interesting item. I think the fungi staff could be too. I don't know. We'll get into it.
I know. I have so
Yeah.
many ideas for so many little bits, but I don't see
Hmm.
how they all tie together quite yet.
Yeah, we'll have to sort that out. All right. Anything else we want to look at on the big fancy Miro board yet? Or do we feel pretty good about what we've picked up right now and we
I think
just dig
that's a
into
good
it?
refresh. I feel like I know where our starting place is, and I'm excited to mold it into something usable.
Sounds good. All right. Well, let us go back to the um, the manuscript.
We should
Um,
probably delete this.
I think we could delete that.
I think we could.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Uh,
Rising Age. Yes. Excellent. I like the Rising Age.
before we
Um,
start on that, do we know if we're going to go into health or essence?
it feels like health to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do that little thing. All
Okay. Okay. Is it one or two?
right. This feels like it could definitely warrant a two.
Mm-hmm. Let's do two.
Okay.
Okay. Hmm. Words? Thoughts?
Words and thoughts. Maybe
Hmm.
we should talk for a second before we try
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
put random words down.
Okay.
Uh, where do you want to start?
Well, it's always interesting to get like a cool opening sentence, but it's not necessary, right? I mean,
Mhm.
if we could get something really that sounded really cool that would make this appealing for players as they, draw the tower as their sort of opening card and be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have a character from the tower, right? Or they could choose it, right? If they got one they didn't like. So what would be interesting and appealing, I guess, right? Uh,
The toxic wasteland of
yeah,
a studded with towers.
yeah, unforgiving,
Hmm.
like hardened. Um,
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think some words like that could be really good.
What if I say this?
Yeah.
Towers, capital or lowercase?
I think lowercase.
With lonely towers.
Mm. Lonely but gargantuan, really, right?
So true. Should I say that?
Sure.
There we go.
Yeah. Unforgiving toxic wasteland is studded with lonely but gargantuan towers. This might be where you could say the hardened people of this realm are
Nice.
yeah. I don't know, something.
Shelter from bitter storms. And
Unbreathable air. Yeah. Ever building? Are they always sort of building or rebuilding?
it's a good question. We have the Architects Guild, which kind of insinuates that there's a set group of people that are building.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in a race against the elements. I'm just going to put terrible words down. We can fix it.
Might be a good spot to talk about, like, if they are stone people or rock people. You could put a descriptor on them right there.
Sounds great. Is this where the heckling is at? Nice, Katie.
uh,
Definitely. I haven't
oh,
spelled so many words correctly, and I've had no one mocking me as so far.
yeah, I feel sadly short of mocking, yeah, and heckling.
In a race against these. What are we calling these rock people?
Hmm. Do they need a name? They might, huh? We would have to come up with a name if we did that. Uh,
Slatelings.
what?
Granites.
Ooh. Uh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, we got All Might in the house. That's good. Very nice. Uh, okay. Yeah, slate, no. Granite, no. Well, granite's not
Instead of
bad.
all might, she's more like all smite.
All smite. All spite. Yeah.
All spite! That's good. Katie, you should update your LinkedIn.
Yeah. Race against the elements. The Or you could go with descriptors instead and come up with a name later.
Mm-hmm.
The craggy, uh, hardened people or residents. You used residents before, so we didn't use people again.
I haven't used
Oh,
residence. I
we already
deleted
did
it.
say hardened. Okay. The
Yeah.
craggy residents. There you go. That's good.
Um, uh, re- repairing their homes.
Repairing and rebuilding. Yeah.
We should say something about the survival of the fittest elements.
For sure. Um,
Claiming levels. Groups claim levels.
yeah, I like that.
Uh,
And if they don't rebuild fast enough when there's damage, right, from a storm or from an eruption or something, then the whole level could get wiped out.
what do you think of that sentence?
Groups claim levels as territory, and the survival of the fittest mentality keeps overpopulation at bay. Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. I missed the sentence that you said I should write down. Would you mind repeating it?
No, I don't remember what it was. Come on.
Great.
Um.
Only the climbers
mhm.
may pass through span. Uh, I wanted to mention something about how they like know the secret calendar of safe passage, but maybe that's unnecessary information for
Mhm.
players connecting their character. That's something could go in Secrets of the
Yeah.
Realm.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You could say, here's what I was saying before, that uh, they have to. So when the tower is damaged through, storm or eruption, uh, they have to rebuild quickly on their levels. Otherwise, the level can get basically depopulated.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um, how do I want to say this? When lightning strikes or magma encroaches, crouches?
A.
Hey,
O.
thank you.
O. A. C. H.
Thank you.
Yep.
When lightning strikes or magma encroaches. Oh God, how do I want to say this? I was gonna say something like
Everyone pitches in to rebuild as swiftly as possible to prevent the loss of the level or something. I don't know. I just make words up. That's what I do.
okay. Kind of interesting if this was like a little bit Jenga.
Mm,
Like the middle's the most solid and the bottom and the top are the most
vulnerable.
mm-hmm.
Interesting. Interesting.
What else do we need to mention? We define what
Um,
climbers are.
we might we might also talk about how they travel the catacombs, some of that. Um, the maybe how they grow stuff as needed. Uh, it's a little macabre, but I think worth potentially bringing up. And then that could potentially be enough.
Do you want to write this next paragraph?
Oh, I could try. Um,
I fully believe in you.
do you? I mean, I don't know if that might be a misplaced belief.
I can keep soldiering forward if you prefer.
Let's see. Well, what I might do is let's go back and read what we have.
Okay.
So, this unforgiving, toxic wasteland is studded with lonely. What if we say lonely and gargantuan towers. Or lonely, comma, gargantuan
I
towers.
like lonely comma.
Okay. The hardened people of this realm shelter from bitter storms and unbreathable air. In a
Within these
race,
towers, should we put in a?
the hardened people within, I think. The hardened people, yeah, I don't want to say of this realm over and over because we're saying it a couple times. So
Oh,
let's say
okay.
within. The hardened people within shelter from bitter storms and unbreathable air. In a race against the elements, the craggy residents of this realm are constantly repairing and rebuilding their homes. Groups claim levels as territory, and the survival of the fittest mentality keeps overpopulation at bay. When lightning strikes or magma encroaches, everyone pitches in to build as swiftly as possible to prevent the loss of a level. Only climbers may pass through the spans of their towers. Through the span. What do we mean by span?
I just meant like the length. I just didn't want to say levels again.
Yeah, yeah. Only. So why are they the only ones who pass through? Let's talk about that for a minute.
It's a great question. So, reasons off the top of my head would be information is power. They can be people who share information between levels of what's going on in the different locations. Um,
Only climbers, a
Perhaps
secret guild of map keepers.
maybe climbers are the only ones that venture between towers. And so they need to be preserved for like the safety of the realm because they could potentially be those who share uh resources or like put those deals together.
Hmm. We need a reason for there to be commerce between the towers, I guess. That's probably something we need to put in.
Mm. So
S- yeah.
locale could be one. Maybe one
Mm-hmm.
person can like grow a lot. Maybe some people have access to magma more often than others to create.
Mind resources as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Um.
Granda lives at one tower.
Mm-hmm. You got to go get your filing done somewhere.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Only the climbers, a secret guild of map keepers, pass through the span of their towers and guide uh, trade between towers. Between. May access top to bottom and guide trade between towers.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Can it be a secret guild if everyone knows they're not going to kill them?
sure. Fair. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. So let's talk a little bit about the trade. Or maybe we don't have to.
That could be in Secrets of the Realms.
Totally could be. Yeah. Hmm. How do we feel about this?
Which part specifically?
Oh, that part.
This whole
Right
thing, these
right
paragraphs that we've
around
written
there.
together?
Yeah.
I feel like we've done a good job at describing the world, but maybe not the people themselves.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm reading through this from a player perspective that knows nothing about this, I might be like, okay, I kind of get the world they're from. What's their culture like?
Yeah. Okay. Um, let's talk about life then.
Love that.
Life here is challenging.
Most excellent.
Uh, and often unfair. Well, no, I don't think unfair is the right word.
I think it's any culture that's built on the strongest have the more power is going to
Mm-hmm.
be unfair.
Sure.
But I also understand that that's probably not the fair you were going for.
Right. Um, I don't know if I like that, but I'm writing it. Life here is challenging, and having a valuable trade and level is essential to survival. How about that?
Yeah.
We need another word for level.
Floor?
Hmm. Each floor of uh, each floor is filled with all as many specialties as it can recruit or train
I
to
love that idea.
make
Like
it
maybe there's like
as.
3 levels of blacksmithers.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Something like that.
I love that. It would now also be a good time to mention that that also gives you space on the outside of the towers to farm your food.
Yeah. Um, and we sort of have well, so we kind of have a realm that's really blood soaked already, but we've built a little bit of that into here too. So I think we talked about like maybe the plant life and stuff being watered with blood and fertilized with people, basically.
Hmm. Well,
Uh,
I think we said watered with water, right? Because the storms.
oh, right. That's right. Yeah,
Mortar is blood.
that's right. Okay. Uh, the surface,
The exterior.
exterior of the massive rock. Uh, what's a need another word for tower?
S- Structure.
Sure. Yeah, that'll work. Are littered with um
I feel
agriculture.
like rock people would eat nuts, shell and all.
Yeah.
Like a walnut the size of an apple.
Oh dang. How did those grow? That's weird. I like it.
That's true.
Um nut farms. Nut farms.
Got to get
Nut.
that nut parmesan.
That's right. Delicious. Uh, nope, we're not gonna say it like that. Exterior massive rock surfaces are littered with um, food creation endeavors. I don't know.
I think
Such words.
agriculture absolutely worked.
Okay.
Or you could sit, yeah. I think that's great.
Okay.
The exterior of the massive rock structures are
Burl. Fertilization. Okay. What else? Is that good?
yeah, probably.
Okay.
We didn't mention window tossing, but I think that's fine.
Sure. We can come
We
back to
oh,
it.
you know what we didn't mention that we
What's
have
that?
to? We
Oh,
have to
the
mention the catacombs.
yeah, we do.
We
Okay.
could probably mention it here.
Where?
On only the climbers, a guild of map keepers may access the
Oh
top to
yeah,
bottom and
totally.
guide.
Trade
And this,
between
which, uh,
towers through the catacombs.
what we said, guide trade through the catacombs connecting towers.
Okay, trade through the byways of the catacombs.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I like that.
Shall we read it from the top?
Sure.
This unforgiving, toxic wasteland is studded with lonely, gargantuan towers. The hardened people within shelter from bitter storms and unbreathable air. In a race against the elements, the craggy residents of this realm are constantly repairing and rebuilding their homes. Groups claim ter- oh, Groups claim levels as territory, and the survival of the fittest mentality keeps overpopulation at bay. When lightning strikes or magma encroaches, everyone pitches in to rebuild as swiftly as possible to prevent the loss of a level. Only the climbers, a guild of map keepers, may access top to bottom and guide trade through the byways of the catacombs connecting towers. Life here is challenging, and having a valuable trade and level is essential to survival. Each floor is filled with as many specialties as it can recruit or train to make it self-sufficient as possible. The exterior of the massive stone structures are littered with agriculture, and everyone does their part to ensure proper watering and fertilization.
Yay. Okay. I think that's pretty good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Where do we want to go from here? Do we want to go back and like pull some stuff off the marrow board into like enemies and items and
I think we should
powers
totally do that.
and things like that?
You want to start with items?
We could totally start with items. The items that we had were... Oh, we had so many. So we had the magma cord weaponry. Could do something cool with that.
We also have obsidian axe. Either of those I think would be really good for violent.
True. True. Could the obsidian axe be magma cord?
Definitely.
Yes. The obsidian cord the magma cord obsidian axe. Yes.
My only issue with saying obsidian or just specifying what weapon is that maybe that could stifle people's creativity with what they want their weapon to look like. Like, what if they wanted to have a magma cord obsidian whip?
There.
Yeah.
Magma cord obsidian weapon. Okay. I think the staff has to go in.
Under cryptic?
Yeah, probably. Staff with glass bubbles on top and the glowing fungi inside.
How are we going to describe that? How do we boil that down to a word or a phrase?
Good question.
It's like a shroom terrarium staff.
Yeah, sort
A
of.
bioluminescent bubble staff.
Uh,
We could just call it uh now let's just give it a name and then put that as the description.
sure. We could totally do that. We could do that for this too.
Lumen stave?
Sure.
Cool. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
just rolling right along with that weird suggestion.
Mm-hmm. I think it's great. The magma cord obsidian weapon could be
It's like a marriage of heat and stone.
yeah. Uh, Oh, let's see. What about uh, I don't know if that's right, but I need something.
We can absolutely leave it there for now and refine further later.
Okay,
But I
that
think
sounds
that's
good.
like a great,
It's a start.
it's a start. What do you want to do for fortune?
Monster Dowser?
We could totally do that. I was thinking, yeah,
We could do that. Uh, the nub. Oh my gosh. Uh, oh, I put Lumen Stave and Glamour. My bad.
I didn't hate
These
it
are
there either. I was like,
these are
yeah,
not
Monster Dowser could technically go in cryptics. It's kind of like a decipher thing. You're finding stuff.
these are not in the order. I forgot we have the wrong order on these. They aren't the same order they are on the sheet anymore.
Yep, you're right.
Um, I
Are
might
any
just
of them?
no, I don't think any of them
Okay.
are. But I might just change it right now because
Okay, that's fine.
reasons. Okay, there we go. Making me confuse. All right. Uh, Fortune. Yeah, so we could do that. There was also down below, like it wasn't a one that got loads of votes, but we had the purification staff. I think there's something that could be cool, like a purification thing.
Hmm.
Um, or you had
As
a
far as like,
filter masks, like a filter or purification type thing, I think
mhm.
could be really good. I don't know if that would be a fortune thing.
Interesting. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
could definitely do a purification staff stuff
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, that'll open up some interesting opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to do that as fortune, or would you rather have like a monster dowser thing?
I think a monster dowser is cooler underneath fortune. I actually think we should do lumen staff beneath glamour, maybe, and then put the monster dowser beneath cryptic, and then put
Mm.
purification under fortune.
Well, all right.
I feel like I do this every time
So, monster dowser under cryptic.
because it's kind of
Okay.
like all about like the whole decipher thing, right? And
Yeah, sure.
veil. And then a lumen staff just feels like something you would hold when you speak to a group of people to like impress them and
Oh,
stuff.
oh yeah.
Exactly. Or like
Yeah,
guiding people.
got it. Okay.
And then the fortune, being able to go out and have something pure that purifies is straight up lucky. So that fits under fortune well.
Mm-hmm. How about purifiltration sac? I don't know. Pure something.
I actually love sack.
Do you?
You have a collection of purification tools at your leisure.
Yes.
In your handy haversack.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. All right. Purifiltration sac, lumen staff. I don't know about unbreakable fire, but oh, that's interesting. Look at me like mimicking U2 album title names. Anyway, uh let's see. unbreakable heat.
Meld shard.
Yeah.
No, don't agree with me with dumb things, Will. Meld shard? Absolutely not.
We're not going to put shard on the name of anything else. That's off limits.
That's off limits.
Yeah. Ugh. Hmm. We'll come back to it. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. So what's in the purification sack? Or do we want to go through and do like names for something else? Go to the enemies.
Yeah, let's name some things.
All right.
While
Let's do
our brains are still
in
squishy.
naming mode. Yeah. Okay. So we got people. So is Chisla Grande a Chisla Grande a
It's 100% a glamour enemy,
glamour enemy? Okay.
right?
Chisla Grande.
Oh, we need to swap these around. These are in the wrong spots.
Oh shoot! I did it again.
Let me pull this down and this up. Maybe, please. There we go. Oh, we're both moving them, and we messed everything up.
Oh, did we?
There we go. Nope, it's back to cryptic should be at the bottom.
It is at the bottom on mine. Oh no.
Oh, glamour's at the bottom for me.
Really?
It goes fortune, violent, cryptic, glamour on my screen.
Oh wow. All
Oh
right.
well, it'll catch up eventually.
It must, right?
I assume.
I'm gonna change the other ones while we're thinking about it here.
Okay. On your screen, am I typing in glamour?
On my screen, you're not typing anywhere, so I don't know what's going on.
Maybe I should do a refresh. I don't know what that'll do to the screen share, though.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Just carry on. It'll be all right.
Purification Sentinel, third rank, Jarens Drum.
Jaren's Drum?
Maybe be in Fortune, since we did the pure filtration sack as a Fortune thing as well.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm for it. Purification Sentinel, third rank.
My name is Jared Straub.
Why do I love making people like this?
You can call me JJ, but only if you refer to me as Purification Sentinel third rank JJ. Otherwise, you must call me Jared Straub.
Can't help myself. I just can't help myself.
Krendark the Brutal for Violet?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know who we should put for Cryptic.
Yeah, I see your screen and it is very different from mine.
I'm just going to do a refresh.
Yeah, try it.
For the stream's sake, Will.
For the stream.
They need
For
to be
the
able to
stream.
see these things.
Yeah. How weird. Okay. Maybe it's me. I'll try and refresh mine. And then everything is going to blow up. No, now I see what you see. Okay, that's good. All right, so I'm going to move that.
Do you
There we go.
see what I see?
Now, do you see what I see?
I think Fortune, Glamour, Violent, Cryptic.
Yeah, it looks right. Okay,
Okay.
cool. All right, so we were doing for Violent, we said
Krendark the Brutal.
Krendark the Brutal. Yes.
Then for Cryptic, no, we said Fortune. We're going to do Jaren's Charm.
Krendark or Krendak? Krendrak.
We can definitely do Drac. Krendrak.
Krendrak. All right. What'd you say? Fortune Jarrett Stram?
Yeah, I'm writing it in. Never mind, you
Okay.
got it.
Rom.
Oh, we've got a Skeletor in the chat saying silly words.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why would they do that? Why would they do
I
that?
don't know.
Oh. Boo! Oh, no. Skeletor, why? I almost said it. Oh, dear. All right. Didn't realize what it was before I started saying it.
I was like, no. We'll see word, will read word.
Good times. All right. What about cryptic?
I
Do you
don't
like
know.
do you like unt for cryptic maybe?
I do like Unt for cryptic.
Because I feel like unt would have secrets. You know?
Unt is gonna be so creepy. He
Yeah.
literally cares for the cairns.
Yeah.
In he doesn't live above ground.
No.
He's a catacomb dweller. That's a
Yeah.
cryptic guy for sure.
Right.
You know what I should put on the Chisla Granda? We've got Ridge Phyla
Yeah. Very true. And Krendark the Brutal. We didn't really
and
come up
Drak.
with a thing. And Krendrak.
Krendrak.
Krendrak the Brutal. Hmm. How about if Krendrak is a farmer who always finds a way to get fertilizer when needed?
Sure. I was gonna propose like leader of a level or like a high warrior that they put out for like dueling for like if they're trying to claim territory whatnot.
Hmm.
But an angry farmer is so superior.
Turn you into fertilizer.
Always on the hunt for fertilizer. Krendrak viciously defends his plants. His nut farm.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Let's put it in.
I feel like we have to change this to bloodthirsty. The hungerer.
For his nut plants.
His carefully cultivated nut farm.
Uh,
We don't have to do that. You don't like it. That's fine.
no, it's great.
Okay.
Okay.
You're the one who made Krendrak a freaking farmer, man. We're going all the way.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's fun. So we have some names. I think that's good. Do we want to do names for troubles? Names for powers? What do you
Let's do it.
think? Yeah.
Which one do you want to do first?
Let's do the troubles. That'll be fun.
Okay.
Uh,
Level
deep
list for fortune. Maybe.
levelless. Yeah, great. Or you could say, what's the word for stair dweller?
A climber?
No. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Oh shoot! Come on, Tread Town.
A
Those are the
tread
people who live on
townie?
the stairs. Tread Towny. Yeah, something like that.
Definitely like that. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, we could there. Let's see. That's a good one. I had an idea for one. I can't bring it back to the surface. It has swum
Overgrown.
back beneath. Overgrown?
The amount of stony growths all over you makes it not only difficult for your limbs or your joints to move, but for people to determine your expressions.
Perfect. Yeah, you really need to see Chisla. Got
I'm
it.
really channeling Gronda. Who came up with Gronda?
I think you
Was that
did.
Chris?
Was it?
It was Chris.
Well, okay. Good on you, Chris. Very nice.
We appreciate you, Chris. Maybe my favorite character that we've ever
Chisla
made.
Granda. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Overgrown stone growths. Obscure. Oh my goodness. You. There we
Spelling
go.
words is overrated.
Sure. Okay. Oh man, I swear I had a good one. I can't. I can't. I can't. Uh,
Do you know what started the idea? Was it one of the enemies?
maybe. I don't know. Hmm. Oh well. It's fine. Any other thoughts for troubles?
For violent, dusty palms, your lack of traction makes you clumsy.
Ooh. Okay.
Or we can say, it could be dusty palms, or it could be like you're too sheer. Over dry, overgrown, over dry. But if that just gave you just like a permanent -1 to your violent,
Oof. It'd be messed up.
that'd be difficult.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Uh,
Light sensitive? Oh no, you have one. Go.
Well, I had a thought, and actually, that's exactly what it was. Hmm.
What if all of these were just a -1 to a stat?
They could be.
And then we could just make them pretty powerful with their powers. Make up for it. Or not make up for it, but to make the class still.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't done anything quite like this before, so that's
No.
interesting.
Very different.
Yeah. That's a good place to start. We can come back to it. All right. Powers. You want to name some powers?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I have no idea what powers should look like here. My creativity bucket is dry for this.
Hmm.
I need some more blood for some water, please.
Well, remember, these are the wise and powerful people among these folks, right? So there's a possibility that they might have powers that normal people wouldn't.
Sure.
And
Heavy
so,
fisted for violent.
yeah, totally.
You always deal an additional tick.
Yeah, maybe. Um, I like that. Let's see. Got
Secret
to be
tunnel.
careful with the word with the wording here. Um, I don't know. I can't think of it. It's something. Glamour, fortune. Oh, there's glamour.
That's terrifying. I feel like because everybody here is so aggressive,
Yeah.
it would be interesting to allow people to test certain glamour checks with their violent attribute.
Hmm.
Maybe not. Can't you see this is the best option for you?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, hidden magma is sick. Maybe their magma cord like a weapon.
Yeah. It's kind of what I was
That's
thinking.
cool.
Yeah. Uh, heavy fisted, smooth.
We should add 3 more O's.
Maybe. Maybe just one.
Smooth.
Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Glad.
I got it. Oh. Precious. There we go. Uh, they have precious metal inside them.
Oh,
Maybe. It's a thought. Or gems. Maybe there's something they can do with that. Like maybe they can refract light to blind people, or I don't know. Because if
yeah,
both of
I
your
have no idea
thumbs are
for.
prisms, then you just gotta get the angle just right, and then you can put a beam of light into somebody's eyes and blind them, right? It's
Hmm.
easy.
Super easy.
Yeah. You'd have to practice a little.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know. Just some thoughts. I thought I had ideas for powers.
You thought you had ideas for powers?
I thought I had ideas for
You literally
powers.
named 3 of the 4. I would say you
Well,
had ideas.
assuming that we like any of these. Um,
I low key feel like it would be interesting to do an acumen power.
mm,
Like something that's focused around like knowledge
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
for fortune.
mm-hmm.
Like they've spent so much time in the dark and they've created some kind of power to learn more about other places. Like an astral projection type thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Far-sighted or something.
Sure.
Hey, that means that every other one has a little hyphen guy.
Yeah,
A little
look at
hyphen
that.
friend.
Yeah. What about that?
I love that.
Okay. We're gonna get rid of the extra O now. It doesn't make sense anymore. Okay. That's pretty cool. All right. So should we review?
I think we should review.
All right. So we have some. Let's start from the bottom because that's kind of where we started. So we have enemies. We have Jarent's Drum, Purification Sentinel, third rank for fortune. We have Chisla Granda, the Ridge Filer from Glamour. Krendrak the Brutal. Really trying to fertilize his nut farm. Super important. Uh, we have Unt of Undercairn Maintenance for Cryptic. We have our troubles. We've got the Tread Townie or Leveless, which gives -1 fortune. Got Overgrown. Stone Growth obscures you. -1 glamour. Interesting how that would play with Smooth Surfaced, but we'll have to think about that. We've got Overdry, which is -1 violent, and Lost in Thought, -1 cryptic. Yeah. And then for our items, I'm going to do these.
Yeah, absolutely. So for our items, we have with Fortune, the Pura Filtration Sack. For Glamour, we have the Lumen Stave, that bioluminescent fungi sphere staff, which we really were having a hard time shortening the name to.
Mm-hmm.
Unbreakable Heat, the Magma Cord Obsidian Weapon. And for Cryptic, the Monster Dowser, the way to find creatures and things.
Hmm.
And then for powers, we've got Fortune is far-sighted. Glamour will be smooth surfaced. Violent, heavy fisted. Very. These are all very visual. Like I have a very clear image of each of these as we read them. And then for
Mm-hmm.
Cryptic, we have Magma Cord.
Nice. Okay. Ooh, maybe they could like for fortune they could line up their crystals to see into other realms.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe they've implanted into them in the shapes of the different constellations little orbs.
That's pretty cool. I like that. We should write something about that before we forget.
Okay. Uh Installed crystal mini crystal constellations. Like a tattoo for a rock guy, a rock fella.
Mm-hmm.
What if they spent an essence or maybe two to like they can touch a crystal, access somebody's homeland, right? Let's say you were playing someone from the chariot and you were missing one of your sentinels, and he's like, can go speak with them for a moment and then give you a word of support. And like for a trial or whatever, you restore that sentinel. He would
Mm-hmm.
like fix card, like it would like fix the card.
Ooh, that's a cool idea. I like it.
It's really different than anything we've done,
Mm-hmm.
which makes
Yeah.
me nervous.
Yeah, that's okay.
Maybe, not right, maybes.
Mm-hmm.
Activating Icarus. An orb? An orb, a
Mm,
gem?
sure. A gem.
And allies. I'm just gonna do Clash Trial so that we can figure out how what we want that duration to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. We say two essence this was.
Probably.
Yeah. Cool. That's neat. I like that.
I like it too because it's going to allow people to feel more connected to their side characters that are custom to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sentinels in the game are basically the people who watch over uh, the beacon, which is a character, a player and a character, right? Um, they watch over the beacon while they are partaking in the Ensis trials, but they get worn out. They can't do it forever. Um, and some of them might be seduced away by enemies of the beacon as well. So this is kind of cool, and that's a thing that can happen like on a semi-permanent basis, and it makes all of your tests in the game harder over time. Basically, won't get into the gritty detail of how that works, but this is a cool sort of way to bypass that. Hmm. Okay. The heart of a volcano lives within you. Yes. I like that. Uh,
How you feeling? How's your creativity brain?
it's slowly siphoning off. Yeah.
We started squishy and we're slowly becoming smooth.
Yeah,
Oh, our
yeah.
glamour's coming out.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, there's some fun things that we could do with that. Anyway, yeah. Oh, you know what? That could be interesting. We could change the so we could make both the power and the treble smooth, right? Um,
Oh.
right. So if you're smooth enough, like that gives you glamour power, but if you're too smooth, then people don't recognize you as a
You're overfiled.
you're overfiled. Yeah.
Didn't we have all of those like over names?
Yeah, we did have some
Or overgrown? That's
overgrown.
fine.
Yeah, overfiled. Yeah, you could go that direction, but I think overgrown is fine too. I was just thinking about how to not have them in conflict with each other.
We could have like a funny little the multiverse strikes back. Draw another trouble.
Sure.
If you have smooth,
Yeah.
or we could just do like a little like this.
Yeah.
Then people can decide what they want their character to look like.
I like that. I think that's great.
Over smoothened, over filed.
Yeah, filed is good.
I'm picturing these uh like these rock fellas standing out amongst a crowd and how as beacons they probably stand out, right? And so like these little constellations all over one, maybe a red core on the other with like stripes of magma beneath their rock, like faintly glowing or whatever. Heavy fisted have these humongous hands, and then smooth surfaced for me makes me think of somebody that's literally smaller because they filed themselves down and they're almost humanesque with how graceful they are. How's this comparing in your mind? Oh, you're muted, my guy.
Yeah, I was just sitting here agreeing, talking about how that's pretty much the same thing that I thought. The I don't know about the magma cord being visible on the outside or not, but maybe I
Sure.
think that could be cool. That was the only one I hadn't really thought of, but the other two are like spot on with what I was thinking.
So cool.
Yeah, I think that's way cool.
Well, what should we do now?
My brain is getting smooth.
Should we
Um,
call it a stream and do part two and finish these off another time?
I think we could. Should we do that?
We totally can.
Yeah, I think we have like the info we need to sort of let it marinate a little bit, and then we can come back and do like some really cool stuff with all of them.
I agree.
Awesome. Well, in that case, oh, let's not do that. There we go. Let's let them see us. Hey, everybody. Uh, all right. Well, I think that'll be the end of our stream for today then. Good of you to join us, those of you who did. You can find us at the places that are in the show notes. And, what else? Do we have like a sign off or anything? We don't really, huh? Should make one.
We should make one.
Mm-hmm. Creative types like us should make things like that. Yeah.
We've been so focused on games, we haven't been thinking about our streaming style.
I know.
We're just here to have a good time, y'all.
It
Play
is
games,
a good
have
time.
fun, roll dice, drink water, long
That's
rest.
right.
Bye.
Very nice. Okay. Well, I guess the only thing left to say is, smash that subscribe button and all that crap. But yeah. Anyway, I guess we'll be back with another follow-up. We'll finish out this realm, and then somebody will be able to play it. Ooh, I'm excited to play it. I think it'd be a fun one. Yeah. I'm excited to do like trials here too. I think that could
Me
be
too.
really interesting.
I have a bunch of trial ideas.
Yeah, I do too. Like unending trial ideas. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, without any further ado, then I guess goodbye, everyone. Should we
Okay.
wave? Should we wave them
I
goodbye?
totally do that.
Okay.
Elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist.